All right, good morning, everybody. How we doing? How we feeling? Hope everybody had a good weekend. We got a fresh week upon us. A beautiful Monday morning. Here. All right, all my sound levels, everything sounds good. All right, let's go ahead and get right into this. I feel like there was something I wanted to say, and I don't know. It escapes my mind at this moment. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Guess it wasn't important. All right, so on the economic calendar today, we don't have anything scheduled. It's kind of weird because I looked at the calendar and it was like Monday wasn't even on there. So it was a little strange. Oh, and then it's also month end. So we got like 3 more days within this month. So, it's something to be aware of. All right, so tomorrow we got CB consumer confidence at 10. Wednesday we got ADP non-farm employment change, pending home sales, and crude oil inventories. And then Thursday we have the initial jobless claims, the ISM manufacturing PMI, and Friday we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. All right, so that is our economic calendar. Let's go ahead and look at the power range. All right, so for NQ future sessions today, the power range high is 14,366.25. The low is 14,337. When I posted this, the sentiment was long, so slightly long, up 0.27% with a volume of 50K and an ATR of 178.67. Check out the charts. See, on the daily, we still just hanging around in that all-time high area. Got really low volatility up here. It's kind of just grinding it out. It would be nice to get some retracement, get a nice little reset. I would really like for it to trade back down in my little red zone down here. It's a little balanced area from here. That would be really nice, to get a nice clean reset, bring some more volatility back into the market. Maybe we were spoiled from last year with all the volatility that we got with the pandemic and all that stuff. Go ahead and hit the play on this. You can see we had a little gap up, pretty much filled that gap, and we just been grinding higher the entire session. Just broke above PR plus 1. It's the wrong Sierra chart instance. All right. All right, so looking at ES, it also gapped up, but had a little bit of a sell-off into PR minus 2 before bouncing higher. Now we traded back towards the power range high. Also, just grinding it out in the all-time high range. I'm looking at the daily. Just take a quick glance at the Russell. Much more sell-off with RTY down to PR minus 3. And we bounce back up to PR 50. Still on the daily within its range, at the top of its range. Quick glance at YM. Looks similar to RTY. Traded down below PR minus 2. We almost touched PR minus 3. And we back up below the power range low. So far this morning we're looking like we could trade in any direction, but there's a lot of short sentiment across the board. If you look at the market as a whole. And the crude oil, just up, down, basically trading in a range, but turning slightly bearish into into the pre-market. Broke this pivot right here at 73.72. Looks like we got a little retest action going on. Trying to get some follow through. Currently trading below PR -2. Starting to see a little turnaround on the daily. It's definitely due for some correction. Getting good results. A good, what is the word I'm looking for? My brain still hasn't waking up yet. Reaction, there we go. Getting a good reaction around our K band and this is an Ichimoku Kajun, or however you say that word. I call it the itchy stop. All right, SCL. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward. It is 9:24. I want to get stuck on the stuff that I'm not really even trading. And then in gold, pretty much looks like RTY and YM. Well, we had a little. Actually, no, it's yeah. So we traded all the way down to PR -4. Back up to the high of the power range, PR +1. Right back down. A wide range, but mostly bearish. So if I was looking at gold, it has a bearish sentiment this morning. Got this consolidation here on the daily that we're just bouncing around in. The overnight session is kind of staying true to that range. So GC right now is looking range bound. And the euro, take a quick look at it. Also has a wide range, mostly bearish. So there's a lot of bears across the board. We'll see if we get any how all of this plays out throughout the rest of the week. No problem sharing. Got much more planned to come in the future. All right, go ahead and run back through my checklist. Make sure I'm good to go. This checklist has been like a lifesaver for me. Making sure I don't forget anything, because I'm quick to forget something that I'm supposed to do on a routine. Also reminding myself that the only goal is to trade the strategy to perfection. Always see that big picture. And then what I'm supposed to be doing with the evaluation account. Slow progress in my evaluation account last week. You know, didn't have a whole lot of movement during my trading window. So hopefully, you know, things can pick up this week. Still got a little ways to go, about $5,000 to hit the target. All right, I did that. Snapshot. Get this pre-market snapshot. think I'm just gonna run the playlist this morning. All right, there we go. All right, now make sure I turn the trainer wheels off. This is really my protection to make sure I put it in sell mode when I'm not trading, just to make sure I don't accidentally click something or make a mistake while I'm not trading and end up in a position. Actually, well, I haven't done that. Yeah, actually, I had an order get triggered. Like I had an order sitting out there that I forgot to close out when I stopped trading. And like luckily, I looked back at my charts and I saw the position open. I was able to close it just for a small loss. But so like I try to make sure when I'm done trading, I put it back in sim mode just so I don't have make those kind of mistakes. All right, we are open. Got a balance level at 364. That is an aggression point for me. Looks like we got a little bullish momentum trying to come into NQ. ES is trading in the opposite direction, which is very interesting. NQ is just taking off. Pretty quick. Well, RTY is taking off as well, or it has a lot of bullish momentum, but YM and ES are doing completely the opposite things. It is very interesting to start this Monday morning. Got a whole minute left in this first 3 minutes. And NQ is still going. Almost a 50-point price jump for NQ. I was seeing some selling coming in, but as we can expect, with that much buying coming in like that, alright, it'd be nice to get a retest of that 416 level. We're gonna set it up right there. Try to play some of this momentum, see if we can get some continuation, even if we chop our way up there. So ES's sell-off wasn't as strong. Let's look at YM. So that's something I want to keep an eye on this morning. See what YM does. Now I could have taken, actually in hindsight capital, could have taken a little bit more aggressive. Since we had all of this momentum come in, I could have been more aggressive with my entry. I'm gonna just hold it for right now. I really want more of a pullback. Let's see if the market does what I wanted to do. Now, keeping in mind, so what I'm just going to do, what's going on in my head right now is I am supposed to be aggressive with this account, but I want more of a pullback. This is an evaluation, but an aggressive play would be to take a breakout on this momentum, but that's not really what I want. So I'm having like an internal battle right now with that. I really wanted to dip a little before going higher, and it does look like, well, I'm seeing a lot of buying coming in at this level. Doesn't necessarily mean that buying has to keep taking it, so I guess I missed it anyway. Yeah. So I have those battles in my mind where I want the market to do one thing, but of course, I have no control over the market. So then it comes to the decision if I'm gonna make that adjustment and just follow what the market is doing, or just stick to. Typically, if I have a plan, I'll stick to my plan. And then, if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. No trading that's capital preservation, so that's still a positive thing. You have your setup, you have your plan, and then you just wait for it. But what I'm supposed to be doing with this evaluation account is being aggressive, but I still want to have a little balance in there, because I also got to be aware of habits that I may be forming. Oh, definitely got to set the stop on a play like that. So my momentum plays, I will have a really tight stop compared to the way I normally trade. Try to take note of the exact variables that could be causing the internal battle. Something to watch this time. Yeah. It's like a internal battle of discipline. Which discipline do I want to be? Do I want to be disciplined to, well, no, it's really the same thing now that I think about it, because the plan is different between both accounts. Okay. Because the plan with this evaluation account is just to be aggressive. So from that standpoint, following the plan was to follow the market. Appreciate that. Teamwork makes the dream work. So it looks like we are getting some follow through, but it's choppy. If I would have taken that break, I would have been looking at 468. Before that as a target, like 460, right, 460. That would have been a real quick in and out. I was about to pull the trigger on the breakout, but I hesitated for too long. So that is a lesson that we get, in a live situation. If you got your setup, don't hesitate. Just pull the trigger. When it's your setup, if it's part of the strategy, part of your plan, and the setup comes, then pull the trigger. If it's something that you're just feeling in the moment, don't. And that you didn't plan that out, you didn't foresee that as being a position that you would want to take, you don't want to just pull the trigger on that, because that's what gets a lot of traders into trouble. Just going off of pure feelings and what they're seeing in the moment. And I've definitely been guilty of that, of course, in my earlier stages of trading, and paid for it every time. And this is one of the reasons, well, actually the main reason I started to with this channel, and to start trading live. So that, because I know when I started trading, there wasn't really a lot of traders doing this, like showing their full process and journey for new traders to see and be able to learn from. As you can, because when you start trading, you start going through these things. Sometimes if you're not if you don't, like when you're not in a group, or if you don't see someone else doing it, you can kind of feel like you're trading on the island and you're the only one that's struggling and suffering and going through these things. But of course, we all as traders experience like pretty much the similar things, or we got that psychology, that psychological battle, and dealing with the strategies and the different ebbs and flows of the market and all that stuff. So when I started, there wasn't a lot of traders really just doing this live, so without a paywall in front of it. So I wanted to have this kind of transparency and just show this journey that maybe someone else can learn from my mistakes, what I do right or whatever. Just also pick up something that'll help other traders along their journey. Creepy price action up here, and they definitely know how to put on the show and paint the picture. Dipped back, almost got to we were a few points away from the entry that I have. Just turned around and nowhere. But that move caught a lot of shorts, and they are being squeezed right now. Yep. So my plan was to be part of that squeeze, but on the right side of it. But they flipped it a little bit before where I was looking at. So as they painted that right now on the 3-minute perspective, they are painting the picture for a break higher. It could consolidate for a few minutes. Let's see if we get that consolidation. Consolidation does make sense here. While they had this position from overnight, they've already profited from that, and now we're just setting up for the next play. Could be a quick little setup for another move, or we could hang around and they could build a position. For something to come later on today. So right now I'm just playing the structure, being aggressive with the pullback. Still holding price in this range. This is kind of setting up for a breakout. And on that note, which gives me a segue into the next video that I'm going to be posting sometime this week. where I go into detail about what I mean by a breakout trade and takeout trade. Sometimes I mention takeout and breakout trades. So that's the next video that's coming. I'll probably post it early in the Discord channel while I do all the background stuff to make sure that it's appropriately posted to the public on YouTube. It's already recorded. I just gotta do all the back office stuff and post it. Alright, picture's been painted for a break. Nice little pivot right in there. Got this consolidation, so we'll be looking at the high of this range to break higher. I've seen more buying come in on this and within this range. The volume is only at 64,000 contracts though. That's kind of light for this 30-minute period. We only got 10 minutes left. The volume was kind of light overnight anyway. So if you were an aggressive buyer up there, you would have been trapped right there. If you were just trying to just now aggressively get into a long position, you will be feeling the trap. But we're still within this range, so not quite done up here yet. Of course, it's market makers up here. We're just position building, getting our money on the spread, filling these orders, trying to maximize the orders that are out there. It's not a lot of orders out there, so we got to move this price back and forth to collect our inventory. All right, getting a little more of a dip, so applying the pressure to anyone who might have tried to take a breakout long there. Shorts are now trying to push price lower. And then we turn price around right before my order again. It's one of them situations where, like, if I didn't know I was trading in a simulated environment, I would feel like they're watching my orders. But of course, that's not. They don't care about individual traders' positions and their trades. They're just looking at the orders, all the orders on the screen, and how can they use those orders to make money for themselves. A lot of times it feels personal, but it's not. Got some, the buying is drying up. That gives me a feel. I'm banking on this balance level down here. I could have just typed that number in there. All right, so at this point, I'm hoping for another short squeeze. Oh, let me make sure I get my screenshot. It's only this one. First target hit. And they turned price around right before the order that I had in the evaluation account. I went ahead and moved that lower to reassess. Looking at like 447. Let's see if we continue higher from there. That would be like a takeout. So if I was, last week I mentioned like adding to the position when I'm already net positive, and that would be like possibly, it's not the best setup, but that would be possibly a place to add into. But that was, they flashed it higher, now they're taking it back lower. It's chopping around. Delta, the 30-minute delta is in the 2000s. $2,100. When I looked at it earlier, it's around like 1917. It was teasing 2200, back down to 2000. I forgot to adjust these targets. So far, I like how the picture is being painted. Mainly looking to hoping price goes up to 468 and a quarter to that balance level. Got my order, my second target well ahead of that. If we break that, then I'll be looking to go all out at PR plus 5. looking at price action now to see if I want to put in a time-based break even. If I did that, I would still be looking to take the balance level below that, because that's an area that I have to take. So hindsight capital says it wasn't necessarily a bad thing to not take that breakout earlier, the momentum play earlier, even though I would have. So if I would have taken that, I more likely would have got a scalp on it, and then possibly taking it where I originally was looking at the open. Just thinking about how that may have played out. I wouldn't have been all that, super patient with it, because when we take a momentum play, we want it to the momentum to continue and run. So I would have been tight on the stop loss. I would have been tight on the stop loss, tight on the break even. All right, just hit my second target. That triggered my break even. Now we just got expected rejection up there at right before our balance level of 468. Let's see what ES is doing. So ES is completely doing the opposite thing. So I'm sure YM is also on the opposite side of the game. Yep. Let's see. Let's look at RTY. Okay, RT. So NQ is just completely doing its own thing today. ES, RTY, and YM are selling off. YNQ is just playing on its own sheet of music. I'm getting more confirmation why NQ is more appealing to me than the other ones. Because I am a kind of a do it my way type of person. back up to that balance level. It would be nice to get a break of that. On you, with you on the NQ comment versus yep. Our frequencies are definitely in alignment. Look at a nice VWAP play with ES. Good, taking in either direction. The break of the VWAP short, since we are below the power range. Which, did I not update this one? I sure enough did it. Alright, honey. Updated on our market watch workbook, but our chart book, not on this one. There we go. Or you could have faded it back to VWAP. Still hands off with this position. Don't have any adjustments to make. Went ahead and canceled the order that I had out there for the performance account, just due to my trading window. Wouldn't be surprised at this point, looking at this price action, if I was to be trailed out for a break even. But not even trailed out, just taken out on the break even, because I didn't trail the stop loss. So that was low volume in that first 30 minutes. Usually we get more than 100K. Right now we're only looking at 86. A lot of positive delta. This turns into a pivot that may give me an adjustment for my break even. And on that move, that does give me an adjustment, so moving the break even up. With that sort of a break, it should continue higher. But if it breaks back down, we know that we got some people that are feeling trapped trying to take that break. And just historical price action tells us that normally you should continue to get the follow through on as it spiked higher into, you know, the attempt to break higher. We had a spike of buying come in, I'm sure accompanied by volume. So that should keep going. If it doesn't, then that gives us a lot of reasons to go ahead and take the profits right there. Looks like we're trying to get some follow through, but we still got selling coming. We got some sellers sitting up there. Nice little short-term battle. So we can look at that consolidation area, this little, there's another term that everybody uses. Yeah, flag pattern. Where you know, those that move the market, where they collected inventory, and now they should be selling off the inventory that they collected down here in this move. So then we got also at the same time, more than likely, some short setting up here. But there's they're fighting against a lot of buyers, a lot of buying, as we're looking at our delta. We're right back up to the 2000 range. Right now at 1940s. Giving us our follow through. Now at 2500. Gives me my next power range level at 501. I want to get out before that. terms of that target, I'm going to be looking at the price action. And I like that break, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm not even going to touch. I was about to trail the break even a little bit more, but I'm just going to hold it there. Now, I would expect it to, if we're going to continue to trade higher, I wouldn't expect it to pull back significantly. Not at this point. Okay, and pull back below this balance level of 468 would be sort of an indication to me, if we hold it, that the buying is done. At least, you know, temporarily. Definitely is looking like it's want to come back. It definitely looks like it wants to come back. Then that level, this could just be a retest. It's a win for me either way it goes, so I don't have to. No emotions are involved in this point. Alright, so retesting that level that we just broke out from. Let's see if the shorts can actually get what they've been looking for. And with this price action, I am trailing the break even. I'm also I'm at the end of my trade window. That's not a decision. Like, I don't have anything to do. It's just my trade window. So I'm not going to use that as an indication to exit the position. Just going to keep trading it per the plan. And per my familiarity with NQ. If my tongue wants to cooperate with the words that I want to say. So that last 3-minute candlestick, this is an indication for a reversal. It would be wonderful if we can take out the high of that. Just looking at it from a point of sentiment, this is shorts coming in. So again, another more reason for them to get squeezed if it does take out the high. But it looks like they're actually getting what they want now, which is perfectly fine with me. Almost taking me to break even, or taking me to my trailing stop loss. It's not a break even at this point, not even close. Running the Predator algo, finally got paid off the reversal. Uh-oh. It almost stopped me out with oh, if I can talk today. It almost stopped me out, but it's playing around with just chopping around in this range, trying to push it right back higher. Delta did move back into the 1500 range. Go ahead and give me that push up back above the balance level, if you don't mind. And just for clarity, like technically, the fact that I didn't get stopped out, the fact that I did not get stopped out is pure luck. I don't want to sit here and make it look like I'm some sort of genius or anything. I just picked a spot based off the low of that bullish candle, but it looks like I may end up getting stopped out anyway. But it's just to explain the position and the reason behind everything and the way I got these orders set up. I moved this break even or the stop loss to this price based off of this bullish candle right here. Oh no, this bullish candle here. And it just so happens that they're holding price right above that order for now. I'm expecting to get stopped out, but I would love it if I didn't, and then they would take price back higher. Need the Predator algo to work in my favor, but nope, there we go. As I said that, it was like, nope. All right, so that takes me completely out of the trade. Let me make sure I cancel those other orders. Don't want another mishap like we had the other day. So a decent play. Go ahead and log that in the journal. Put all the notes in there later. Forgot to say when the second target was hit and all that stuff. Just for future reference, but it's all good. All right, so. And it's like they're taking it right back higher. I would kind of expect them to hold price in the range. They're just playing around with the shorts at this point, if we want to look at it from that perspective. Now if you're scalping for a short, you could this could be some decent price action for you. But any shorts that are trying to really get a decent size move with this price action, they're just playing around with that and getting those shorts to come in and support what they're trying to do. They're definitely running the show. So this to me is like mostly market maker type price action. It's the way that they're moving it. There's no real competition that the market makers have right now, just from my perspective. They're just collecting inventory, playing the spreads, getting the participation that they need to get the price movement that they need. And this will be a good day for a market maker. All right, so with all that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap up today's session. Appreciate all the comments and everybody coming through. Hope y'all have a good rest of the day, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Trade it easy.